Yeah, hey, let's just be crazy and just going blind. I mean, how bad can I mess up free cards, right? At least I'm not paying coins to get in. Okay, so wish me luck. Let's go in and see what we can get in the draft. Okay, we'll start up top here. So when you go into a Magic Arena drafting, the thing you need to remember is that it always sorts the cards from rarest to common. So like this will be rare, and then it'll go silver, and then so forth. And then your commons will always be last. So top row, top left is the most quote unquote valuable, rarest card. And then it'll go in that first row going right, and then cycle to the second row from the left going right, and then from the bottom row from the left going right. So, I mean, even though when you look at a draft, it's just sorting it based on rarity, there's a good chance that depending on what pack you're drafting from, or not what pack, but what expansion you're drafting from, you might have situations where, goodness, you have some smoking silver card and you got to take it over the gold. So the thing to remember about Magic, again, I'm not like a Magic pro or anything like that, at least from my observation, is that rarity doesn't always reflect value. It's usually the rule, but not always the rule. And so you can't just say, oh, the top rarity card is the best card in the options. You may find that there's some really powerful silver cards, and so you, especially when you're in an arena, you have the time and luxury on an AI draft of just looking through everything. So we'll do that right now. And again, I haven't looked at this expansion beforehand, so these are all new cards to me. All I know, it's based on that old RPG game from years ago. Roll a d20. What's the result? Okay, so that could be something. Draw. I will say this, when it comes to like playing Magic, I tend to drift black and blue, and I think that's kind of taboo because blue players are like usually considered jerks. But setting that aside, we'll draft the best thing that comes to us. When I had a buddy at work like give me some pointers in a draft, the guideline that I try to go for is the first 2 or 3 picks of every pack. So right now we'll get 3 packs. We're on first pack, pick 1, right? But in the first 2 or 3 picks of every pack, the general rule that my buddy taught me is draft best available, regardless of color. And then as you get into pack 2, you're going to kind of see what cards are coming to you. So if this was like a human draft, there'd be a few other players drafting, right, around the circle, but then they'd pick colors, and then they'd be like, oh, I want to have this color deck or this dual deck or whatever, and then those cards won't be wheeling around to you, and then all of a sudden you'd be like, I'm not getting any of these greens or getting any of these blues or any this color, because the other competitor players are like drafting those colors. So the rule of thumb in human drafts is you have to basically take the cards that are coming to you, and then that second and third pack, you're just you're blending your draft choices into what's coming to you. So the player that's drafting say like a black-white deck, they may let like a smoking green card through, and you're like, well, what the mess, why is this coming through like at this pick? But the other players that are drafting before you may have already settled their colors, and as a result, you have this smoking card that comes to you in a different color. And generally in human drafting, you have to take the cards that come to you. And then if you see, there's like a term in Magic, from my understanding, I don't know if it's still true, but it was back in the day, that when a card, say like for example, I let this card, the blue dragon, I didn't pick it. If I go through and I pick that and all the other opponents draft through and then the young blue dragon came back through to my draft pick the next time, they call that wheeling the card. The card is wheeling or going around the circle like a wheel goes around a circle. And so if you are observant enough, now I don't have like photographic memory, but some people like are really sharp with memory and stuff like that. But if you remember what's wheeling around, that's going to give you a lot of insight about what colors are going to, they're going to fall to you. The thing about Arena, though, I mean, it's great to have it on your laptop or, once I get a better iPad, I'll play it on iPad. But the thing about Magic the Gathering Arena is, sure, the computer can play the game, right? But it still doesn't think like a human. And so, at least from what I've read about Magic the Gathering Arena, is that it doesn't look at the cards based on the playability value. It only looks at the rarity. So, for example, if the computer was drafting, like not me drafting right now, but say the AI was drafting, and then this card, the Copper Dragon, and some other card that had like better playability came up, but it was a lower rank, like a silver or something, it would automatically draft the highest rarity card, regardless of playability. And so when you're playing in AI bot drafts, you have to for sure remember to draft the best playability cards, because what you'll find is the AI is going to like tear through and grab all those rarity cards, those highest rarity cards. So what'll happen is, if you draft based on the best playability cards, like you should theoretically be doing, because in the real life, and you have the paper cards, real money comes into play, right? Okay, I'm going to sell it or trade it or whatever. But in Arena, it's all just virtual, right? Virtual cards, and it's not like you're selling this out in the real world. So you should always be drafting based on the highest playability of the card. But if you let like a higher rarity card like go through, that AI is just going to snap it up. And then they might snap up that higher rarity card and then leave something that's actually a better card out on the field. And so don't be afraid of letting high rarity cards go if there's better cards out there at a lower rarity, because I've played, not a lot of drafts, but I've played enough drafts that, after you get further into the draft pools, you're like, goodness, like this computer is dumb because it let this card through. And you can actually get some really crazy cards to you in drafts. But yeah, let's keep on going. I've yapped long enough. Let's go on with the draft and see if we can go a little bit faster here. So Copper Dragon, maybe. I'll admit I haven't read any of the mechanics, and so we'll see what happens here. So he looks to be like a strong tribal card. The red white is known for like tribal builds. Okay. Come to a river. That's intriguing. I'm not going to draft it, but like if you were playing like a bounce deck, say you were playing with what's the one with the Godzilla cards? Whatever expansion that was, where you have the ability of like building super creatures. This maybe could have some kind of value. Scry. That might actually have application in a Cavalcade deck. I'm not going to draft it, but maybe some other time I'll come back and spend some wild cards getting that. Because if you can like put haste onto a card, that would be pretty strong. But we're not. I don't think we're going to draft that. I don't think that's the right option. I know this is kind of like crazy, but that's actually, again, I'm not like a great Magic player, but that seems to be like pretty decent. I mean, that's a really high casting cost. You know, 1 green, 6 wild, and it's a 7/6. This could be like a bomb card because of the fact that if I'm understanding it correctly, you know, this dread, whatever this dread creature is, can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or less. So all of your chump blockers, they can't stop this guy. So we might try to let this wheel around to us. I think for first pick, first pack, that's too expensive. But this would be, I think it would be pretty decent if it wheeled around to us. And again, not having read any of the specs on the expansion, maybe this is like considered like a top tier card. Maybe I just don't like, you know, it takes a while to get up to 7, you know, mana. So that's definitely a late game card unless you have ramping with the green. But I think it's too high for the first pick. Gain 3 life again, not that great. Now this isn't bad because it's an instant, so you could. Oh, maybe we'll wait for this one to wheel around. This I actually really like, and the reason why I like it is that with it being an instant, say you go into the attack stage, and say you're putting out I don't know, like a 2/2, and your opponent has a 3/3, and you have the mana for playing this card. You attack with a 2/2. They think they're blocking with a 3/3 and getting the kill. But then you put this down and turn into a 2/2 death touch, and then all of a sudden you kill the 3/3. Or maybe, let me change the scenario. Maybe you have like a 1/1, and they have a 5/5 out on the field, and then you swing through, on an attack, and they think, oh yeah, I got this. I got a 5/5, and they got a 1/1. And you play this as an instant, you're gonna smoke the 5/5 because of the death touch, and it does a draw card. For being a common, I must confess, I am kind of one that leans towards poison, or not poison, but death touch. This one really appeals to me, but again, it might be a bit high for our draft choice. Yeah, I mean, not bad. It certainly gives you a life mechanic. There has to be more. This has to be our pick because of the fact that there has to be other cards that are playing around with that treasure token mechanic. And even though I'll admit I haven't looked at all of the cards, I really like the Dread. It's nice. I mean, it's not great, but it's nice. And I really like the Poison of the Blade, but I think these could wheel around to us. The other ones, well, let's look through again. Nothing really is jumping at me. If this was lower cost, I'd do Black Dragon maybe. Because again, you can 3/3 someone, which is very nice. You could kill quite a few creatures, but that's 7 cost. That's rough. I think you got to go with the Copper Dragon in this pick. So I hope I made the right choice. Again, if it was later in this pack, I would have really liked to pick the Dread or the Poison the Blade. But I think we'll go Copper Dragon and hope for the best. Let's see what happens here. All right, here we go. Confirming the pick. Let's go. Now, it was instantaneous. You'll see that, but the AI is, milliseconds, right? So it just burned through all of the highest rarity cards, and then, now it's cycled back through. So if we were sitting at a table drafting with real players, it would take a lot longer. But since it's an AI bot, the longest part of the draft is just going to be listening to me ramble about my thoughts, right? So, but anyhow, let's keep on going, and maybe there's something here. Again, I haven't looked at these cards, so I don't know like what's floating out there. If I take a little bit longer, just mind me. This is really nice. This is really nice for not board advantage. This is really great for mana, like balancing the mana. Say I start second, and they have one card out, and I have my hand full of cards or whatever. When I play this Joker out, well, not the first not first turn, but say like third or fourth turn, and they're up one land on me. Put this Joker up, boom, dig the library, grab a plains, and put it into the field in the same. This might be our pick, but we'll keep on moving. This is really great for if you're behind on mana, getting back in the game. So this is a really, and it's a flyer. I mean, I know it's a trash 1/1, but it's a flyer, so that would be like an evasion card. So it could swing through, even if there's like a non-flying card, it's going to swing through and get that damage. So it's a flyer, and it deals with card draw, or not card draw, but it deals with like mana balancing. So that's really strong. That's really strong. When it enters, so you put a 4 down, 4 costs, you get to shoot 2, which isn't great, but then you get to search your library for 2 land cards. Now it's basics, but that's really good for what do they call that? There was a name for it. Let me turn down this music. It's kind of lulling me to sleep here. Never mind. I won't worry about it. Oh, what's it called? It's like the search card. I've been out of the game so long, I don't remember. But there's like a delving. Is it a delving card? But now a search card that lets you retrieve cards. When there's okay. Additional 1/1 on them for each mana. Okay. There's 2. Okay. Yep. Double team. What does double team do? Under in your hand, and then both of them. There's double team. Be good for like a little creatures though, like a weenie deck. That'd be something. I'm not much for like rush decks, but I guess it's good application. Untap. So far, Scouting Hawk is looking like it. That's really strong so far. You gain. Okay. Now here's something. Guys. When the spawn enters the battlefield, each opponent loses 2 life, and you gain 2. So you have a net 4 life. So they lose 2, you gain 2. That's really strong. Goodness. That's a tough one too. And then every time he comes back to the field, you're doing the same thing. They're losing 2 life, you're gaining 2. I really like that card. That might be it too. Attachment. No, I don't like. I'm kind of hesitant on sacrifice cards. Maybe it's just I don't have a strong grasp on like all the applications for sacrifices, but this doesn't do it for me. Gain reach and trample. You cast your next one. Okay. It's 3/3 and gains reach at the end of the turn. Okay, that's not bad. When you cast your next creature, enters the battlefield with an additional 1/1 creature. Counter, reach counter, and trample counter. That's actually pretty good too, guys. I mean, for 3 costs, you're getting 3/3 buff, which isn't great, but then look at that boon. When you cast your next creature spell, the creature gains 1/1 counter reach. So reach is gonna, even though it's a ground creature, reach will be able to block flyers and trample. So if you put this like on, wow, yeah, that's pretty good too. Let's keep on going. This draft is taking a long time. That's because I talk a lot. If I talked less and just focused, it'd be done a lot faster. But you know what? That happens when you get tired. You talk a lot. You may mill 3 cards. Turn graveyard to hand. Ooh. You know, if I had more like milling cards in the rest of my collection, I might consider that. But isn't that a weird looking creature, huh? Destroy creature. Okay, there's a card. So you can destroy a flyer. Has reach. I don't like how expensive it is though. Maybe it'll wheel back to us. 3/3, that's really tempting. That's really tempting. And then when it enters, it's more lands. It's really nice. It's really, really nice. And then that one, that's a bomb right there. You got it. Oh, that's the bomb. That's the bomb right there. See, this guy right here, the hawk, is going to give you, it's going to help you rebalance that mana game, right? It's going to put you back in the game. Because here's the deal: you draw. Say you have a land in your hand, right? And then you play this. Say you play a land, right, to start your turn, early in your turn, and then you play this guy. If you're still behind your opponent, you theoretically could play 2 lands in one go. But if you start first and you always have land advantage, this card really is situational. And even then, like if you keep up with playing lands, say early turn you play the land and that gets you even with your opponent, you play this card out and then boom, you're even, so you don't get the advantage. It's only if an opponent controls more lands. So it's a very strong card, but it is situational. So I'm ruling out the Ettercap. Archery I like. It is a 3/3 buff that is very, very tempting. And the Scouting Hawk is really powerful, but it's situational. It requires you to be behind your opponent in land management. And for me, that's what drops it out. I think the bomb, swinging 4, you're taking them down life. There's no swinging, there's no blocking. They're just going down 2 life. You're going up 2 life. And then if you get them back out again, somehow, like through the grave or something, and you bring them back out again to the battlefield, you're getting another 4 life swing. I'm feeling this one. I think our pick has to be the spawn. Some people may say Hawk, but I think you got to go with the spawn. I'm gonna go that one. All right, what do we got? Oh, the Hugglepuff, right? Or what, I don't know, whatever that is. The forgetful Hugglepuff. So Hollyphant. Hollyphant. Well, isn't that just a cuddly looking creature? Enters the battlefield. Flying, gains flying. Okay, you gain twice is what? You gain twice. Whenever you attack with 1 or more creatures with flying, you gain twice that much life. Okay, do you guys see what this does? So the Specialize, I'm guessing evolves it, right? That'd be my guess. Specialize evolves it. So you cast it for the 3, maybe same turn, next turn, you Specialize it with the 2, and then it becomes, you see the little gray arrow heading to the right? It becomes this specialized animal. But here's, if you have multiple flyers, look at this. Whenever you attack with one or more creatures, one or more other creatures with flying, so say you have 2 flyers, right? You gain twice that much. So if you have 2 flyers attacking, right? Well, actually, give you 1 or more, even if it's just this one, you'd get 2 health. If you had 2 flyers attacking, you get 4 life. Wow, that is handy. That's tempting. Destroy target non-legendary. This is it, guys. You got to go with the bomb. I mean, this is nice. The little flying elephant. That is nice. That would definitely be a life gain. But you got to go with this. It's a look at that. There's no hindrances to this. It's a 2 cost, which is very low. Instant, anytime, anywhere. Destroy target non-legendary. So, mind you, they got a legendary. You can't do anything. But if it's a non-legendary, which is a lot of cards, boom, done, destroyed. That's going to be what I draft, I'm guessing. That without, I mean, this is nice, but this is just, that's boss right there. Yeah, you got to go with that. That is an absolute bomb. And that could just smoke almost anything out in the field. Okay, what do we got? Hexproof. Oh, I do love me some lifelink. Oh, I really love me some lifelink. But it's not as strong as the cast down. And we already have red black. I'm still going cast down, but under different circumstances, I'd be tempted by the paladin. A 2 cost, 2/2 lifelink. Man, that's nice. Blur, exile, control, then return. Yeah, okay, wrong. If you had to bounce a card, that might be really nice. And then this would also allow you to trigger on entry into battlefield triggers. So that would be a really strong card. Not like in a draft where you have a lot of randomized cards, but if you had like a focus deck where you already had a theme and you were like loading cards in from your collection, that would be an insane card to have. Blur. I'm gonna actually write that down for later. I have a little wish list. You can't see it on the internet, but I'm writing. I have a little shopping list that I'm writing down as I see cards. Even if I don't draft them, there's some that I already like. That Constrictor, the Warcaller, the Blur. That's nice. Again, we're still going cast down. Draw a card, then discard. Pay 1 and then tap it. Pay 1, tap it, and then no, that's not enough. If it was a draw card without the discard penalty, I'd take it. That would be really strong. But so I'm pulling a card, and then I'm throwing a card, and I had to pay 1 and tap out this guy. If it didn't have the disadvantage of the discard, I'd probably I'd consider it. But cast down still is the way to go. Again, and if you had an optimized deck, there's some crazy stuff that I think you could do with that. Enters the battlefield. That's pretty strong with the scry. Target discards 2 cards. Mill. Discards 2 cards. Okay, so they got, say, 4 in their hand, and then they get to choose 2 to discard. They mill, so mill what? That comes off their library. And they lose 2 life. Well, that is a sick card, isn't it? The only thing I don't like is that it's a sorcery, but, that's not horrible. I mean, that really, that takes away card advantage from your opponent. It shreds 2 off their library, and they lose 2 life. That's a really good card. It's not as good as the bomb. We're still taking the cast down, but in different places. Demogorgon, isn't that like from Stranger Things? The Demogorgon? I don't know. I finished season 1 of Stranger Things. I thought that was the name of the big monster in that TV show, the Demogorgon. You know what? Can I? No, I'm not in Steam. I can't screenshot it. Okay, Grim Creature. Great. Yeah, cast down is still better. Instant and lower cost. Gain control. Okay. Gain haste. Yeah, guys. That could be nice. I really like this one. If cast down wasn't on the board, I probably would pick this. Even it being a slower sorcery, that's nice. That messes with your opponent's mind. Demogorgon's Clutches. I'm gonna write that one down. So I got a to-do list. I got my shopping list. Demogorgon. And I swear that's like that's one of the monsters or something in that TV show. Demogorgon Clutches. I like that. That's a good card. Not a great card, but a good card. All right, but I'm going to take cast down. Got to go cast down. All right, pick 4. Sacrifice. I don't like that. Return the creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a certain... No, I don't like it. So you're paying 2 to get him into the battlefield, right? And then we'll assume next turn, one of the following turns, you're paying 4, losing the cleric, and then you're bringing back something from the grave. So the only way that it is worth it is if something's smoking, so like some big creature is out in your graveyard. And then at that point in time, you have like a net 6. Well then, I guess it would have application. Not my cup of tea. A painter enters. Create a treasure token. Additional. Okay. Other creatures you control enter the battlefield with an additional on them. For each mana from a treasure token spent to cast them. This guy, this painter, so I get stuff from the dragon, right? The copper dragon. If I can deal damage to the player, I get to roll a d20, and then I get these tokens, right? And I think it's a flyer. Yeah, it's a flyer. Then this guy, he creates a token, so he brings in 1 token. But if by chance you have other tokens that you're paying the cost on another creature for, you're buffing it 1/1 for each one of those treasure tokens. That's really strong. That might be good synergy. That I think right now, I think that's it right there. Yeah. The Paladin Wield. Remember we saw that? What was it? The last pick. I like that one, but it's not in our color. I think since we already have black and red, which again our colors could change as we draft on. But the painter might be able to do some sick things with that copper dragon. Choose target. Okay. Oh, and the Demogorgon wheeled back to us again. Oh, I really want to draft. I want that card. But you got to go with the painter. My gut tells me that a painter in that could do some crazy things. Yeah, I think that could be like something pretty crazy. Enters battle. Can't be blocked as long as its power is 3 or less. Okay, so this basically gives it like a can't be blocked. But it's equipment. And so 2 to go into the field, 2 to equip. So you got net 4, and then it gives the creature can't be blocked if it's 3/3 or less, or 3 power or less. It's not horribly bad, but I think I still would like the clutches. That would mess with people. Archery wheeled to us again. That's again not a bad card. If I drafted differently, different situation, that would be something. Life gain, death touch. Oh, death touch. I love death touch. I love death touch. This is actually like a great card, guys. A 2-cost with death touch. That means that you can get him out in turn 2. Man, that is a sick card. You know, for like, here's the deal. When you are drafting, you have to, in your mind, be thinking about your mana curve. Mana curve is this virtual concept that says, the amount of cards that I have different mana costs. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up, right? And a mana curve says, I need to have so many cards that I could theoretically play on turn 1. All right, whatever this number is. And then I want to have so many cards that I could play on turn 2, and then so many cards I could play on turn 3. And what happens is you probably want a lot of your cards to be playable like in that 2 to 4 turn time slot. And then 1 is nice that you just getting stuff out on the field, get it out on the field. So this is like early mana curve. That's a really great place for it. And since it's death touch, guess what? You're up against a 6/6. Well, guess what? It's going down. I mean, you're going down, you know, being a 1/2, but you're taking something with you. That's a really powerful card at that price point. A 2, death touch, green. A lot of times you have like green-black synergies with death touch builds. That's pretty tempting. Again, under different circumstances, depending on how many creatures I already had, it would be maybe the Underdark or the Demogorgon clutches. But again, the synergy that can be done with the Copper Dragon, we still got to take the Painter. I think. I mean, I could be making a mistake. It won't be the first time, but I think you got to take the Painter. Because if you're doing some crazy stuff with these tokens, you're getting these treasure tokens, you're like buffing that creature out. And I think that maybe after playing this card a bit more, maybe after the draft, I think this card like really has something there potentially. So we're going to take this. Again, I like the clutches. I like the Underdark creature. I really like the Underdark creature. But I think we got to go with that. All right, what do we got? Pick 5. What do we got? Doesn't untap in there. Gain life, untap. Okay. Prowler. Death touch. When the creature dies, if it wasn't blocking. Okay, so I'm attacking. So I'm attacking with the creature, and it dies. I get a card. So it's 2/2. My opponent. Okay, my defending opponent has a choice. Let me swing through, get 2. Then they took 2 damage, or they put something out, basically anything out other than like a 0 power wall, and my creature dies. Their creature dies, and then I get a card. I'm really liking that. That's high value. I think that's nice. I got to read the Roper later again. Elemental sacrifice. Ooh, each player sacrifices. That's tempting. Sacrifices a permanent. Sacrifice. Oh, that. Okay. Wait. So turn 6. So I'm bringing it out at a 6 cost, and I got a 6/6 already, like just a 6/6 body. But then when it enters, you roll the dice, and I don't like the chance of having to sacrifice a permanent. Because what if, say for example, Lord forbid, this is the only card that I'm putting out, and I'm like down. I'm down on creatures, but I need to get a body out there, and I put this guy out here, and I roll a force roll d20, and I get a 5. Then that means that if that's the only guy that I got out there is this card that I just played out into the battlefield, and then I get the bad fortune of a 5, I'm like shredding this card because I'd have to not may sacrifice. Each player sacrifices a permanent. But I suppose to avoid that, what a permanent land would also be counted as permanent. So I could shred an artifact or a land, a creature. So I'm mistaken. I wouldn't have to sacrifice this card. But if I sacrifice like a land, I'd be losing land. But above 10, they're losing cards, and a 20, although hard to get, they're losing 2 permanents. This could have like pretty intense value, like in what do they call that? Is it Commander, where you're playing against like 3 other players? Like in card play, that would be something. I think that'd be my speculation. I'm really liking the Prowler though. All right. X. Okay. Archery wheeled again. Underdark wheeled again. All right, attacks and blocks each. Yeah, I don't like my hand being forced. I like the 5 power, but I don't like being forced to attack or block if able. I don't like that mechanic. Prism enters. Okay, when it enters into the field, draw a card. The draw the card isn't bad, but I'd have to spend the 2 to get it out in the field, and then I'd get a card. And then I'd have to spend 1 and tap it to get 1. So I'm net 0. In my mind, that's a net 0 mana gain. Because I had to spend 1 to get 1, and I had to keep on tapping the artifact. So that's not great in my opinion. Like an Underdark, this one could be kind of crazy if you had enough life gain rather in a different build. That wouldn't be horribly bad, but you'd have to really manage your life gain. Bag of Holding. D&D for sure. Yeah, the famous Bag of Holding. I think. The only thing with this though is that, say they put a 1/1 chump blocker out, right? So you'd spend 2 to get it out on the field. You'd swing through on an attack. They put a chump blocker out. You kill the chump blocker. Their chump blocker kills this. You get a 1 card, which is nice. This would feel a lot better if you were killing like some higher power, higher defense creature. But your opponent is going to see right through that, and they're going to be like, yeah, here, eat that 1/1. And then sure, you get a card back, but you lost time. Lost time and mana usage to get it out in the field. You almost have to go with this card based on the possibility that you get above 10 on the D20 and you're taking something from them, right? They're sacrificing a permanent. And then the other one is it's a 6/6. And I know it's like a really simple elemental. I mean, it doesn't have any other tricks up its sleeve, like, not trample or, reach or anything like that. But at the end of the day, it's a 6/6. And considering I think I'm gonna take this based on potential. That could be kind of crazy. That could be kind of crazy. Waiting on the player. I thought it's waiting on the bot. Interesting. Hopefully it didn't crash. Might have been like a server thing. We'll go back into the draft in just a second. I don't know if it's the arena or not. I don't think it's my internet connection. Okay. See if it'll load back in. Okay. All right. So it did give it. All right. So sorry about that. It was just it appeared there was a little bit of lag in the AI draft. I like 4/4 flyers, but not at 6 cost. We'll go come back to this in a second. That I think could be like pretty evil. What is this? Okay, yeah, that's flying in haste. I'm not feeling really great on this because if you put an artifact out, say you have a creature on the battlefield, and you pay for the cloak to come out onto the field, and then another 2 to equip, chances are the creature that you're putting it on has already waited its summoning, what do they call it? Summoning delay. So I don't like the value in that. I think I got to go this one. Find some prisoners. Yeah, so this is kind of good because this has removal. Notice break the chains, destroy an artifact. That's really nice for some opponents. But the interrogate them, that's where I think could be something. So exile the top 3 cards of your opponent's library. So now they're just 3 cards floating off in this La La Land, right? And you can choose one of them and pay your mana as if it's any color. So even though I'm red black, say I exile on a green blue deck or something, and then I pick a green card that I want to play from that exile from the opponent, I still can play my mana and get their green onto my field. That's really nice. That's the pick. All right. Mind Spike. Oh, that's how I feel after a long day at work. Goodness. All right. Reveal the hand. All right. It's not bad for the cost, but here's the thing. They reveal a non-creature, non-land, right? Every non-creature, non-land. And I get to pick, but then after I pick, they discard that card, right? But then I lose 2 life. Depending on what they reveal and what I discard, I'm not sure that I'm willing to put 2 life on the line for it though. Oh goodness, that is a really, really expensive. 8 to draw 2 cards. I mean, that's powerful drawing 2 cards, but 8. That's definitely a late game card. I mean, it's definitely a strong late game card. Wow. Oh, there it is. There it is, guys. We're gonna take the Prowler, wheel back around. You can mill 4 cards. Enters the battlefield. You mill 4. The circle of life dies. Return target land card from your graveyard. Okay, so this would be like dredge decks. So I'm just shredding stuff to my graveyard. Okay, so this would be like a nice for like a green black decks, but I don't have that. I'm gonna pass that up. But that could do some crazy stuff for other decks. More like an optimized deck. I like the Dread, but not where we are draft wise. I'm glad I passed it up because it wheeled back to me at pick 7. That's a great pick 7 in my opinion. Wow, that's nice. I'm gonna take the Prowler. I think I got to take that one. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, so 2. What? Okay. Anytime you can cast an instant. So 2 cost flash. So that essentially makes this creature an instant card, right? When the creature enters the battlefield, you may return another permanent you control. Another permanent you control to its owner hand. That'd be good if you wanted to bounce cards. That's a really strong bounce trick. Not for this deck, but if you had an optimize like a collection deck, that's pretty strong. Drag. It's a 4/2 plus 1. Dies. Note its power. Get a boon when you cast X is the noted number. Okay. Meeting a tavern. Reveal any number of creature cards and put them into your hand. Put the rest of the bottom into random order. A 4 cost. And I got to put a 2/2 on all my creatures. That'd be a really good card for construct deck. Not for what we're doing this time. Creatures you get +4 energy. Okay. You're ambushed. That's how I feel like on the highway driving to work. Ambushed on the road. Okay. Make a retreat. Control to its owner hand. Okay, there's another bones. Make a retreat. Stand and fight. Our creature gains 1/3. Okay, so it's a buff or a bounce. Buff or bounce. That's actually not bad, but it's not in our colors. Untap. Okay. I'm not feeling that. Not liking these picks. Not liking it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to draft, or I'm not going to do this pick for my draft deck. I think I'm going to draft for collection. scrying that many is like that's nice. Starter brawl, creatures you control get +2/2 until the end of the turn. If you got 2 or 3 cards out or creatures out, you're buying that back. So you got 3 out, and you're getting 6/6 for 4 cost. You got 2 creatures out, 4/4 power and defense out of this. What is this? Until the end of the turn, when it dies, note its power. You get a boon. Next means 0, where X is the notated number. I mean, if you buffed it, you could pass that power on to another creature, which is nice. And we don't have much at the 4 slot. We don't have anything at the 4 slot. Yeah, I guess we'll do the right thing. We'll do the Dragonborn. If we had worse choices, I probably would take Mead in the Tavern for like collection. But let's do the Dragonborn to keep our draft going along here. 9 pick. Garbage. Scry. Okay. X. I think I'm going to take the Dread for collection. Put it like in a ramp deck. That could be something like mid-game. That might be a mid-game, like low-grade bomb. Yeah, I think this is for collection pick. Usually once you get later in a pack, you really start seeing like a quality drop in your card choices. Oh, the Hawk. I'm probably going to draft that. That wheeled to us so late. Very situational, but it could be a strong card. Okay, when it attached. Okay, it enters and attached to a creature. It enters battlefield. Attach it to a creature you control. Okay, so 1 and auto equips. Do you see that? So that's actually not too bad. So say you have a 1/1 out in the field, and you play this, the dueling. You play it as a flash. It means you can play. So say it's a 1/1, and they have a or a 2/2. No, well, 2/2. That would be nice. So say you're running like a 2/2 and they have a 4/4 and they think they're gonna get you. Splash it down on a flash, and all of a sudden you're sitting at a kill, a surprise kill. That's not too bad. Not too bad. You could surprise people with that. Oh, I want that card too, the Hawk. Oh, that'd be good for the collection. I'm gonna do the responsible thing. I'm gonna do the dueling. Simply because it appears we're going black red. If it was a weaker choice, I probably would take the Hawk. But maybe I'll see the Hawk again. It's very situational. I'm liking the surprise value of the dueling card at this point. I'm going to take this one. Pick 11. Okay, yeah. Lifelink. Yep. Oh, there we are, guys. The Demogorgon that messing with your opponents. Yeah, in a very late pick, 11 pick. The 11 pick. 3 cost. I mean, it's not like a powerhouse card, but a sorcery, they have to discard 2 cards. Have to discard 2 of their cards out of their hand. They mill 2 off the top of their library, and then they lose. That is just a demoralizing card to be on the receiving end. And at an 11 pick, yeah, we're going Demogorgon. And plus, in honor of Stranger Things, I think that I'm like 100% sure that's like a part of the Stranger Things TV show somehow. I think it's the monster thing in season 1. I've only seen season 1, so I think that's the monster that got killed in season 1. So we'll do this one. I really like, man, I love that at an 11 pick. I really like that at the 11 pick. Let's do that one. And that should be our first pack. Oh, my bad. Oh, if I could clip this, I would. I don't even know how to clip stuff. Maybe I'll do that in a post edit. And back-to-back picks, 11 and 12 pick, we got 2 Demogorgons. Oh, that is just wonderful. Yeah, we're going to do that. Goodness. Yeah, I can't wait to play that on an opponent. Yeah, shadows, gain 1, gain. Okay, you know what? This wouldn't be horribly bad. If it's like, an even fight, and then, you splash down an instant, you gain indestructible, they take the damage and die, and then because of indestructible, you survive. That's a really great, cheap protection card. At, 13 pick? Goodness. Well, yeah, we'll take that all day long at pick 13. 14. Well, you know what? I think I've considered all the choices, and I guess I'm taking the Lantern. All right, so we're on to pack 2. That took forever. Goodness, let's look at the Twitch. What, an hour for 1 pack? That's some slow trekking right there. But that's all right. I'm having fun, and I'm doing it for me. I'm having fun. I hope you're having fun too if you're listening. Then maybe it's Lige or Sophia or one of them, but let's keep on going. So it looks like from pack 1, without doubt, if you look on the right margin, we are like red, black all the way. That is just tremendous. And so let's go on to pack 2, pick 1. Let's see what we got. What we got. Oh, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at that, guys. Well, I mean, we don't have this. We don't have these colors, but look at this card. The Singer. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast dragon spells from the top of your... Oh my goodness. It is like a permanent scry. Oh, that is so strong. Not in the deck we're drafting, but oh my goodness. That goes on the shopping list. The Singer? And you think, oh, for that kind of power, like really expensive. No, look at that. 2 cost. 1 green, 1 blue, and you can look at the top card of your library anytime. That's nice. I mean, even a 2/2 without a power, just a card. A 1/4? That's insane. Unless I'm missing some disadvantage, but that's a very strong card. That's a very nice card. All right, what do we got? Gonna draw a card. I've seen some cards like this in other expansions. That's nice if you can get the damage through. That's a really nice card draw engine. I mean, we're not in those colors, but look at that. When this spy deals damage to a player, draw a card. So if you can swing through, you're getting 3 damage and a card draw. Like if you put like an unblockable or a flyer buff on this creature, and they swing through, that card could turn a game. Not the game we're playing with the red black, but that has a lot of potential. It's situational. That has a lot of potential. Come to the river. Okay, you could bounce an opponent's permanent to their hand, so that, you know, say they spend a 4/4 or a 4 mana to get a creature out, or a 5. Guess what? Bounce it right back to their hand, and they just ate 5 mana for your 2 mana. So they have a net 3 loss. That's really nice in a blue, just like a multi-purpose card in a blue deck. That's nice. Sewer plague. I think they have that problem in Detroit. Their water. Target creature and opponent actually gets negative. Oh goodness. So 3 cost, and they get a negative 2/2 buff, which I assume if you're putting a 3 cost spell on a creature, you're not going to put it on a 2/2 just to auto kill it. You're going to put this on something bigger, something tankier, something beefier, and then every following upkeep rather, they're getting ground down 1. So if you put this on it's kind of slow. It's not like a direct damage thing. But goodness, you know, if they got some tanky creature out there, you know, that ideally that'd be better like a mid game. You know, maybe like a 4 health creature or something like that. 3 or 4 health creature may be worth it. But the fact that it's not direct damage. All right. The next one, choose one. Okay, 1/1 for 1, or create a token. Interesting. I think this will wheel back to us. I mean, that's useful for what we're doing with our deck, I think, but not at the 1 pick. They're like, we can't do this at a 1 pick. Yeah, that's way too early. Way too early. Yep. I like Underdark. That's nice, but not for this draft. That's nice, not for this draft. Maybe it'll wheel around. That is like still. I look at that and it's just blowing my brain up. That is, I like that card, not for this draft. So a 3X. Return all creature and planeswalker cards with value of X. So say we do 3X. So we pay 6. So maybe like 3 white, 3 wild. So I paid 6. And I can return all the creatures that have 3. So X is 3 or less from my graveyard to the battlefield. And then I exile this card. So if I have a 4 card I want to bring back, I'd have to have 4X. So it's 3 white, 4 wild. If I wanted 2, I mean, if you're paying this kind of mana, you're not fiddling with like a 2X. You're putting at least 3 down just to make it worth your time. So 3X. But that would be like really strong in a. You know what? I think, guys, I'm gonna do a collection pick. My gut tells me this could be something crazy for my Bloodthirsty Aerialist, which is a black-white deck. It's expensive, no doubt, but in a late game, where, you know, you've been like slugging it out back and forth, lost a few creatures, this card could be like very sick. I mean, I'd be tempted by this one. Maybe this will wheel back around. In this case, I like this card a lot. I know I can use this card. Absolutely know I can use this card in another deck. and gold rare versus silver. I wrote this card down, the Singer. Maybe it'll wheel back, or maybe I'll pick it up like with a wild card. But I think I'm going to go with this one, even though it's not for our draft red-blue or red-black rather. It's a collection pick, so really happy about that. All right. Whenever an equipped creature deals damage to a player, you draw that many cards. That could have strong application. There's another hawk. Remember, the hawk came to us really late. We didn't pick it, but it came back really late in the other draft, other pack rather. 3. Okay, so I played as a sorcery, so I pay 4. I get 3, but I lose 3 life. It's 1/1. It's not bad. It'd be really good. That'd be a really strong card in like a weenie deck. Use all abilities. Then accumulation deals damage to it equal to the number of creatures you control. Again, great in a weenie deck. We don't have one, but that would be a really crazy card. I'm gonna write that down. That with say like a white red deck where you run in like goblins or something like that, this would be like a boss card. You could like shred a lot bigger card with that if you're that's like pretty crazy. I just put it on my shopping list here. That's pretty nice. Not for this pick, but it's nice. Just a hard counter. Very strong card. We're not running blue, but that's a strong, just hard counter. For 3 cost. That seems to be a nice card for a common. Sacrifice. So I sacrifice a different creature. And then this ghoul gets +2/+2 to that. 4/4. Not in the business of sacrificing a lot of my own cards. But I could see application not in what we're trying to do, I don't think. Oh gosh, look at this. 3 cost. 2 sorcery, and they mill 4. That's really great. They mill 4 for 2 cost. Really probably better in a construct. And if I got 4 more creatures in my graveyard, I'm not really worried about a 3 cost. At a 4/1, that late in the game, I'd want something better than a 4/1. That's not my pick. Nope. I really like the card, not for what we're doing, but I like the card. Like the card, not the pick though. Not for a 2 pick. That is a really nice card though. Death touch and a draw. Man. Now I know I'm really taking my time. We're like what, an hour and a half in. But with this, it's still, we could swing out of black. Wouldn't be ideal, but I mean we could do it. We draw that many cards. This one, I think I got to go with the ambitions cost. I don't like losing the 3 life, but drawing 3 cards like mid-game at turn 4, turn 5, and then the ability to just refill my hand, even if I lose life. This is a very strong card for like card advantage. I mean, I don't like the sorcery. I wish it was instant. But that would definitely make the card too powerful. But at 4 costs, getting 3 cards and losing 3 life, the downside is that it's slow sorcery and you lose 3 life. But anything that gives you, like, in this case, think of it. You're getting 2 card advantage. You're using a card, so you're losing 1 card, but you're drawing 3. So you have a net 2 card gain for 4 mana and 3 life. That may seem kind of steep, but if you're mid-game, like turn 5, and you have the ability of playing a card out and getting 3 fresh cards, even if it costs you 3 life, that could turn into a lot of great options. We got to take the cost. I don't really feel super great about it, but that's the best choice, I think, where we are. I like Humiliation, but not for what we're doing. And it's a common. I can pick that up later. That'd be a great pick for some other deck. Okay, Companion. Specialize. When you attack her, can't be blocked at this. Okay, when you attack, up to 1 target attacking creature can't be blocked this turn. Now that would have paired with that other card we just passed up. That'd have been nice. Nice. Seeker card. Hmm. Five for a 3/3 flyer, or play it as a sorcery and get scry and then draw a card. Another damage dealer. The Plague. Menace and Team. So 3. So 3, and I got Menace and Double Team. When a creature with Double Team attacks, if it's not a token, conjure a duplicate. So if I attack with this card, I get another beetle into my hand. Then the card that I just attacked with and the card that I just conjured lose the Double Team. But this is really powerful because this gives you Menace at the 3, so you could play this on like a turn 3, right? Turn 3, and swing in at turn 4, maybe faster if you had the right cards or whatever. But and we'll just say turn 3 is played, you swing in on turn 4 with the 2/2, and then you get that card back into your hand to play again. So you'd play a plain 3 cost for a Menace 2/2. So this one, I like this because it clones the card and it has Menace. Goodness. That's a huge win, especially early mana curve. Singer, yeah. Underdark, I like it, but not for what we're doing. The Spike Trap. What does that looks like that hurts, doesn't it? If this wasn't so strong at this pick right here, I'd take this for the collection. I do like this card, but this card, the Beatles, is too strong for what we already have. I have to go Beatles, and then maybe Companion will wheel around. That'd be nice, but this is a better card, I think. But for what we're doing, this is really going to synergize well. And plus, you look, I don't have a lot of low creatures, so I really got to take it. It really is a great card for where we are, so I'm going to take that pick. Pick 4. Choose your weapon. Not bad, not great. Not bad, not great. What is this madness? The Guardian, Vigilance. So you get to swing in without tapping with a 5/6. And as long as it's your turn, so you're a defender, prevent all damage that would be dealt to the Guardian. So you're attacking, and you take on a 6/6, or say a 5/5. Say they block with a 5/5. You swing in, you're doing 5, killing the opponent that's a 5/5, and then you don't take any damage. And I believe that verbiage would also protect against Death Touch. Oh goodness, that's actually an insane card right there, guys. That might be a collection card pick, because I'm not feeling it with these first three. That might be a collection pick. Squadron. There's the Invoker again. Really high cost though. You have to have some super mana ramp to make that work. Imp. Not feeling it. So it's a flying, so 3, and I get a 2/1 flyer. When one or more permanents I control leaves the battlefield, so we'll just assume they die, I get the scry. So I pick up the top card. I'm looking at. It's not bad. It's not bad. Probably a bit high at pick 4. May choose reveal it or choose dragon you control. Deals damage equal to the power of that card. That'd be like crazy synergy with that dragon. So 6 power on the dragon, right? See that? If I reveal that dragon, that 6/5 copper dragon, then it's going to deal damage equal to the power of that card that was revealed, which is a 6/5 copper dragon. So instead of dealing 3, actually it might be on top, 3 no matter what happens, and then 6, which happens to be the power of the dragon. That could be like really crazy synergy. Attacks if able. Can't block. That'd be pretty strong. That's a common. I'm gonna shopping list the Guardian. That's a common. That's pretty strong stuff though. But we did have better cards come to us later on. I only have one. No, I have 2 dragons. 2 dragons. Situational, but man, if you had the dragons out on the field, that can do some serious stuff. But I didn't talk about this. The Knoll Camp. 2 cost, and up to 2 targets can't block. So late game, if you put this down, you can like disable 2 of your opponent cards from blocking. Or you could pay 2 and then get a 3/1 buff on a creature of your choice till the end of the turn. So say you have a 1/1, they don't block, and so you would have a 1/1 swinging through, buff it, and then all of a sudden you have a 4/2 swinging through. In this case, the Dragon Fire could deal more damage without doubt, but unless I had a dragon out, it's only going to deal 3 on 2. So 2 cost, 3 damage, against another creature, planeswalker, and then if I had a dragon plus that. So this could be a bomb, but if I don't have a dragon out, it's okay. 2 cost, 3 damage. I mean, that's okay. That's good. That's not awesome, but it's good. This one, 2 cost, and if I have more like board presence, I can block 2. I get to pick which 2, or I can just straight buff 3/1 a creature until the end of the turn. This card right here, the utility of it, this makes it the winner in my eyes. This is really big. I like this one. We're gonna go this one with the Null Camp. If this is Construct deck, I'd probably go Dragon's Fire. I wouldn't lie to you, but since we got, it's not really like, you know, greatly optimized. We're doing the best we can, but for our deck that we have, Null Camp, so we can like knock out 2 blockers or just straight buff up a creature at our choice. This is the pick. Definitely got to go this way. We're gonna take that pick. Pick 5. There's the Flying Elephant. It is kind of goofy looking, but that in the right deck, not this one, not what we're playing right now, but that could be a crazy card. In a Construct deck, that could be really crazy. And it's not amazingly expensive either. Gosh, that is a really good card. That's so tempting. That right there would actually, that might even go into the Bloodthirsty Airless deck that I have. Because I could put that on the Gianni, or not. Yeah, I forget the exact name of it. The lion card. Goodness. Yeah, we're not going to draft it, but that is on my shopping list. That would be a crazy card. For maybe I'll show that other deck, but that would be a great card addition for that one. We're not going to pick it this time though. Monk. It's a good TV show. When you cast your second spell. When you cast your second spell, not your first one, put a buff of 1/1. It's too slow. So nice. It's not bad. Now if it said if you cast your first spell each turn, I'd go for it, because you could buff it out relatively quickly. But the fact that it's you cast your second spell, then it gets the 1/1. You have to burn through some cards to get it to a place where it's really making its impact. Not what we're looking for. Dragonborn. Farewell. No one likes farewells. I hate saying goodbye. Pattern. Duel. Yeah, it looks like he's having a bad day. Don't like sacrificing creatures to get the 2/2 buff. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but I'm not liking it. I'm not feeling it. You may mill 3. All right, so 5 costs. Sorcery can mill 3, then return a creature card. Okay, so I paid 5. Sorcery speed. Milled out 3, which may or may not be the impact card that I need. I may have already had a creature in my graveyard, but I'll mill 3. So any one of those 3 could be a creature. Or maybe I had a better creature out there. And then I bring it from the graveyard to the battlefield. Definitely a mid to late game card. And goodness, have you been slugging it out with your opponent and you are late game? You might get something, but it really depends on you having like creature cards late mana curve. See, now like in this case, I'll show you like what we got. We got late game. We have the elemental, the 6/6. We have the copper dragon, the 6/5. We're not going to play the dread, so that's not going to be in our deck. So right now we have 2 cards. that would be gaining from that 5 cost. And then everything less, we'd be losing compared to the money we'd be spending versus what we'd be getting out of the graveyard. That's not our pick. Allies control. Target non-token creature control has 2/1, gains double team until the end of the turn. Circle and poison the blade. Gosh. I really like poison the blade. I really like it, but not at pick 5. It's a common I can pick up easily with wild cards. I like it, but not at this pick. If it was like pick 10 or beyond, I'd probably take it. I think I'm going to take the elephant as a construct pick, not even for our deck. Get a boon when you cast your next creature spell without flying. It gains flying. If I specialize it, when I attack with 2 or more, you gain. Yeah, this is it right here. And this guy right here is not for this draft, but this is going into my bloodthirsty aerialist deck. This is going to be like absolute crazy. That's a really good pick. We're taking that for another deck. Pick 6. Let's see here. Usurper specialize at the beginning of X or 1. Let's see, creature had fucking everything. Duplicates. Seek a card, put it in your graveyard. Gosh, that is a lot of text, isn't it? Alright. Attacks against Death Touch until the end of the turn. Mill 2 cards. Card. Seeks card. Yeah, the fact this buffs up, I don't think I am 100% confident in how this works, but I think based on the verbiage, it's not a horrible pick to pay 4 and get the 3/3. And yeah, you pay another 3 to specialize, but you're automatically getting a 4/4, and you're getting a seeked creature, which means you have at least 2 creatures in the graveyard, which means it's at least now a 6/4. But if you have more creatures, maybe an 8/4 or more. This becomes like a late game bomb. We got to go this one. This is I do like this for other decks, but this right here, this is a late game bomb. I'm very confident of that, so we're gonna go with this pick. Graves choice. Let's see what we got here. Target opponent sacrifices. Yep, wield to us. Yep. That's actually a really strong white card. A lot of flexibility. Pay 2, get a 1/3, which isn't horrible. And then you get to pick one of the 3 options to gain 2 life, destroy an enchantment, or exile a card from a graveyard. Exile isn't that big to me, but to destroy an enchantment, which means it would be like a destruction card or a life gain. Woo! That'd be good, like in a life gain deck. Goodness, that's actually like really not that bad at all. That's a decent card at pick 7. Gains indestructible. That might be our option. Could be. Armor. When it dies, it perpetually gets. When Hook dies, perpetually gets -1. So then it goes to the graveyard as a 2/2. Then if that card is 1 or greater, return it to the battlefield. So you pay 5. It comes out as a 3/3. It dies. It goes to the graveyard as a 2/2. But because it's above 1 toughness, it comes back to the field. And then if it dies again, it goes from a 2/2 to a 1/1. And then it comes back to the field again as a 1/1. And then the final time it dies, it goes -1 against a 1 defense, causing it to be a 0, killing it, like permanently killing it. So you end up having 3, 5, 6 life out of a 5 cost. That's a body. That is a mid-game body without doubt. What is this again? Target opponent sacrifices a creature. If that creature had mana 2 or less, conjure a duplicate of it into your hand. That duplicate gains. You may spend mana as those 2 or less. So I'm paying for it. And then if they put a 3 value, I don't get anything. Put a 2 value, I get a duplicate that I have to pay for. Nah, no thank you. That's tempting too. Think I gotta go with the hook. Instead of getting 3 bodies out of 1 card, that's high value. The hawk keeps on coming, it keeps on wheeling. That is a fun card, not for this deck. Okay, 3 cost, deals 2 damage to each non-dragon creature. So we got 2 creatures out on the field. 3 cost, shreds both of them, each for 2 damage. But it might not kill some of the bigger creatures. Situational. Hippogriff. Wasn't that in Harry Potter movie, I think? That's a weird hairdo, isn't it? Yeah, look at that, huh? Unicorn. Okay, find some prisoners. 4 for a flying 3/2 and a can't block. Nah. Heals 2/2 each non-dragon creature. Tempting. Okay, so they exile 3. I get to pick one of them. And then I can play that card as if it's my own. I think late game, you gotta play it and then you hope you get something great. I like this based on the potential of my opponent's deck. Yeah, we're gonna go with prisoners. Pick 9. Wild shape. Nope. A nice bounce card. Nope. And a nope. I think even though it's not great, We're gonna do the 2 pay 2 get a 2/2, and it's not because it's great. It's just a body at the early mana curve. We're gonna go that way. Yep, let's do that. Pick 10. That's really loud in my headset. Hawks wheels back again. Not bad. Not bad. Paladin. Villain's Lair. Counter the spell. A hard counter. Golem. We're going to take it again. I mean, might be a better pick at a 5/3 for 4 cost, but I really don't have a lot early. See, I don't have a lot of early creatures. I have 1, 2, 3. So I got 3 cards early mana curve. This is really good. I'm gonna feel this. This is definitely a better choice. Oh my! Look at this. Nope, not interested in that. Nope, not interested in that. Not. But this card right here. This is going in another. I was actually contemplating picking this way earlier pick, but at 11, a construct pick, and I think I have a deck that this can go into that would really help. So an investment pick. I like that one at pick 11. Oh yeah, that's nice. Okay, so I pay 4, in control of the creature until end of turn. Untap that creature. Gains haste. It gains creature attacks each combat if available. This could swing a game. Okay, so say later game, and you have 2 creatures to their 2 creatures, and unless they block with both, say you potentially have kill damage. You play this guy, and all of a sudden you take control of one of their cards. Now it's a 3-1, 2 card advantage. You may have just won the game, depending on what card you took. This one as a late game bomb. I mean, it's not the best bomb, but you know what? If you're taking cards from them, creatures from them late game, Guardian's nice. I'm really tempted by that too. But it's a common. I can get that in wild card later. The Incessant, that actually is related to what we're building, so I'm going to go with that. Different circumstances, I'd go with the Guardian, but we'll go here. And then Undead. Yeah, I guess we got to go with Undead. Not great, but whatever. And then just garbage. All right. Pack 3. All right, here we go. Pack 3. Another hook. I think the hook will wheel to us. Yep. Goodness, that could be pretty crazy. I think we're gonna get the King's Thunder. The Storm King's Thunder. Alright, let's get that one. Yeah? I think that'll be without doubt the best choice of our pick. Alright, Disciples. Choose your weapon. Act once. Unicorn. Oversimplify. Hook. Barbarian. Wait, what is this? What is this? 3 cost, 3/2. Whenever I gain life, put a 1/1 counter on. Okay, so this is. I'm going to put this on the shopping list. And I think I'll have to look. This might be an option for the Bloodthirsty Aerialist deck. Maybe. Not sure. Not 100% sure. But maybe. But not for what we're doing today. But I'll look into that. That might be something for the Bloodthirsty Aerialist deck. At pick 2, I'm not seeing it. I'm really not seeing it. I'm really not seeing it. It's actually a decent blue card. Not an awesome blue card, but nice. I could really, even if they pay the 2 fee, it's coming in with 2 less power. That could really gimp out a creature, making him basically a chump blocker. That's actually not spectacular, but it's solid, especially if you were playing blue in a draft. I'm really not feeling great about any of these choices at pick 2. I really feel that even the best card available, even this card, knowing I have a place for it in a deck, that's not worth a 2 pick. This is, unless I'm missing something, which is possible, I really feel like this is just trash at this 2 pick, just a bunch of garbage. I think in this case, I'm going to go with the hook. And I really feel I'm really overpaying, but I can use the hook in this draft deck. And I would draft the unicorn if my colors were different. But even the unicorn isn't worth a 2 pick. I don't feel at a common. But at least the hook fits into our deck. And so even though I think it's really overpriced at this pick, I think I'm going with the horror, the hook horror. I don't even see this. I don't even see like a construct pick that's worth a 2 pick here. We're gonna go with this one. I really don't like this. I hate this pick at 2. This is way overpriced. But at least this brings him back onto the field for a total of 3 times. First time, and then resurrected. So he's on the field 3 times versus the Barbarian. Sure, it's nice for low. That's tempting too. But yeah, maybe the Barbarian will come back to us. But I like the fact that the hook comes back 3 times. That's really nice. 3 pick. Let it be better. Okay. Excellent. Yeah. Create a tapped 4/1 creature with menace. Mm-hmm. There, another hook horror. Gosh. Vampire Spawn. That might be it right there. That might be our pick. That can definitely be a bomb. Then we'd have 2 of them. What is this? Target. No, not a 3 for 2 damage. Not gonna happen. And what is this? Okay, so it's a 2 cost. It's artifact. Pay 3 and tap. So I tap it, exile a creature, and then I return a target creature from my graveyard to the battlefield. So I have to exile a creature, and then I return a creature, not from the exile area, but from the graveyard to the field. And then the other one is the sorcery. Pay 3 and create a tapped 4/1 with menace, which is nice because if they only have one creature out, I get swinging through. They have 2. Hmm. I like the potential. Feel I'm missing something with this card. I don't like the exile. I don't feel that's great. So the right part of the card, the exile portion for the 3 cost and the tap, I don't see it. I see more value with the Bone Offering at the 3 cost. And then it brings a skeleton with menace. It's a rare. If I knew I could bring creatures back, I'd do the vampire spawn without question. But right now, I don't think I have any way of bringing them back. I don't remember anything spectacular that's bringing them back. Okay, well that one could bring it back, but a 5 cost to bring a 3 cost back, not going to happen. I'm going to take this one and for the 4/1 skeleton, but maybe I'm just missing something, and this is a stronger card than I'm realizing. I'm going to take the altar, and hopefully it's stronger than what I'm seeing. It's late. I'm tired. Maybe I'm missing something, but I'll take this one. My gut is telling me that there's more value than I'm understanding with this card. And if I had more mechanics to bring back the spawn, I probably would have taken this one. But we'll go with the altar. Let's go with the altar and see, maybe fortune will be kind on us. Pick 4. Nope. Another guardian. Got another prowler. That's nice. Oh gosh, the null camp. That's handy. That's really strong. That's really strong, guys. You have to cause 2 creatures to not block, or just straight 3/1 buff something for a 2 cost, or the prowler, and then I get a draw. Both those are really great picks. This is a really great 4 pick. I really feel good about this. I think at this point in time, I'd rather have the ability of causing 3 or 2 creatures not to block, because that would still be like a really significant late game pick. If you put this down and you have like some of the big sluggers, like late game, you put this down and you like take 2 of their blockers out, you might very well win with some of those, some of that damage. I was tempted by the Prowler, even the Barbarian, but maybe one of those two will wheel to me next round. But this one could cause you to win a game if you play this late game and you have some slugger, like one slugger out on the field, and you take out 2 blockers. That could bring a game to you. Orb. A3, tap, add 1. If the mana is spent, the dragon gains haste until the end of the turn. Oh, there it is, guys. Look what came to us. The Vampire Spawn. Yep, that's the one. I do kind of like this. Pay 3 to get into the field as an artifact. You tap it. It gives you a mana. And if you spend that mana on a dragon, it gains haste. But the only thing of it is that right now I only have 2 dragons. So this would definitely be better in a optimized construct deck. Prisoners is nice too. But I think Vampire Spawn like really gives you like more stability. It gives me another like mid mana curve creature, plus it swings 4 life. They lose 2, I gain 2, so it's a net 4 difference. And it's a 2/3 body for 3. Yeah, I think that's our pick. Pay 2. Exile target card. Okay. 2 to specialize, then I get 3/4. When this creature specializes, conjure a duplicate of it. And the duplicate means we spend mana. Okay. Yep. And when this creature enters the battlefield, each opponent loses 2 life. Oh gosh. Yeah, we got to go this pick 6. This is that is if you can get him to the specialized level. Yeah, that's nice right there. We're gonna take this one. We're gonna take this and not even blink. Guardian, goodness. Yeah, Guardians, that's kind of nice. Beholder. Ooh, I haven't seen that one before. I think that's like a really big monster, like in D&D land. The Beholder. Sacrifices an enchantment. They might not have it, so it's situational. Creatures you control gain menace till the end of the turn. Situational. Or kills a creature or planeswalker. Undead. Choose a creature card in your hand. It gains haste. Oh. Hmm. Bomb. Okay, Grim would be a bomb. 4 cost, kills any creature, any planeswalker. I don't know if it's a thing anymore, but I haven't seen any planeswalkers in this draft yet. I don't even know if it's in this expansion or if it's even a thing. Maybe they do classes now. Or maybe it's meant for modern, and you played in modern, and then this card has more value playing against cards from other expansions. I don't feel it for ours though. This is nice. Pay 1, get a 2/0 automatic buff. Boom, buffed. And that could be defending or attacking. Or a war caller, a 1/1, but then it gives haste to some other creature in your hand. You know, I must admit, this one, if you put haste on one of those big sluggers and you get haste, that could be really significant. I mean, at pick 7, I wouldn't feel bad about take the dueling card. Pay 1, get the 2 as equipment on a character, automatic. With flash, that's really nice. You can surprise kill with stuff with that, but the war caller, I think I'm gonna go war caller, because if you can get that haste on like a bigger body, man, that would be handy dandy. Paladin, yep. And it wheeled to us. See, it wheeled to us. Pay 4 as an additional cost. Cards. Need 2 treasure. So pay 4, and I discard a card, and I draw. So if I paid 4 and discard, I'd get 2 cards, so I'm net 1 plus 1 net, and 2 treasure tokens. No, that's not enough. Even with the 2 treasures, I understand they synergize with other cards, but that's just not enough compared to what you lose in the negative. Nope, I'm not doing that one. I'm gonna do this one, the dueler. That's gonna give you surprise damage. That's gonna give you more value, I think. Pick 9. We're really starting to fill out the early part of our mana curve. I'm really feeling good about that. I could do it. I could do an artifact. Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, let's do barbarian. And then the unicorn, I'm going to bring into my Bloodthirst Aerialist. So this is a construct pick. Oh yeah, there we're good. We're going to get another hook. Onto the battlefield first time and 2 other times. 3 total times on the field for 5. Yeah, we'll take that. That's a higher pick. You know, higher mana curve, but yeah, I'll take it. I've not seen this before. Follow the tracks, pay 3, conjure a card of your choice from follow the track spellbook onto the battlefield. Does that mean that I get that Gate to the Citadel? Or its alternate card is the Citadel. Huh. I'm not sure. Speculative construct ad. At pick 12, I'm going to burn that. Maybe that I can fit into some other deck. 13. Yeah, find some prisoners. That's a nice pick. Exile 3 of your opponent's cards, pick one of them, and then you get to pay with your own mana and basically rob them of a card. Yeah, I'll take that all day. At pick 13, great value. And then a Manticore. Manticore? Yeah, I guess that's our choice. There's the draft. Done. Boom. We'll see what our deck looks like. Vault progress. Okay. Thank you, Vault. Thank you very much.